Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Luke Monster. Today we're going to be reviewing the Star Wars The Black Series Darth Sidious. This is one of my most highly anticipated figures of the last year, and I cannot wait to get it reviewed for you guys. So this is actually the first box we've ever gotten in the Revenge of the Sith packaging, and I think it looks great. I'm not a huge fan of the kind of brownish orange color. This is kind of like the third or fourth orange we have in the line now, so I think I would have preferred maybe like a black or a red for kind of like the lava on Mustafar, but this orange does work. It just wouldn't have been my first choice. Looking at the mural artwork here on the side, I think it looks absolutely great, and we do have a great view of kind of like the Chancellor's office here in the background too. I think that looks great. Cannot wait for more figures in this Revenge of the Sith line. Flipping around to the back here, it is actually number 1 in the Revenge of the Sith line, of course. And you can pause and read the bio if you would like. We do have that same artwork here in the back, looking great. And other than that, there's not a whole lot else going on, so let's go ahead, crack them open, and take a close look at everything this figure has to offer. We got this figure out of the box, and I gotta say, he looks absolutely incredible. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about the hard plastic hood with the rest of the figure being soft goods, but I think it turned out incredible. I do think they would have had a big problem trying to get the hood to sit right, and so I do think the hard plastic hood was the way to go. And honestly, I think the soft goods robe was also a great choice. I think if you did kind of like a hard plastic, hard sculpted robe, it would have been this big traffic coney kind of mess, and so I do think the cloth was the best route to go. And honestly, I think this figure turned out incredible, so I'm really happy with it. Let's go ahead, get him off the spinny stand, and take a closer look at everything this figure has to offer. Next up, you're taking a close look at the face. I gotta say, this face sculpt is absolutely incredible, and it's definitely leaps and bounds better than the original trilogy Emperor version. I think it looks so dang good. Now, it does have a little bit more of this kind of like yellowish gray hinge to it in person, while on camera here it's showing up as like a pretty pale gray, and so there is a little bit more color in person, but I do absolutely love the sculpting. It looks like it's straight out of Revenge of the Sith, and I even love the eyes. He's got the like red Sith eyes. Looks so good. This has got to be one of the best face sculpts they've done in a long time. Now, unfortunately, you can't see the rest of it. I have heard he has hair underneath the back end of the hood, but unfortunately the hood does not come off, so you can't really see it very well here on the figure without breaking it. Next up, taking a look at the Force Lightning hands, shocky hands, whatever you want to call them. I think they look incredible. These ones are definitely a much more darker, vibrant blue than the previous Darth Sidious, or I guess Emperor, or even the Starkiller figure we got. These are definitely a much deeper blue when it comes to the molded plastic, and I think it looks really good. These accessories are something that didn't come with the single release of the Emperor, only with the Emperor and Throne, and so I think this is a must-include accessory for this Darth Sidious figure. Obviously, you see him use it when he's fighting Yoda, as well as when he's fighting Mace Windu, and so it's an accessory that I think that they really needed to include, and I'm really glad that they did, and I think they turned out incredible. Moving into articulation, he is actually on the Luke training body, so he's kind of got this like karate dojo undersuit here, and I think honestly that works just fine. I know some people were kind of upset that they reused it. I think it works just fine. It's under the robes, you're not going to see it. You don't need a brand new unique sculpt for that. And honestly, I'm just glad they didn't use the old Emperor body underneath this. I'm really glad they decided to use an updated modern figure with modern articulation. I think that's a huge improvement, and I'm really glad they decided to do that. And so as far as articulation goes, you're not going to get anything out of the head. You can kind of move the head different angles underneath it if you would like, but it's not easy, and I kind of recommend just leaving it alone. He obviously does have a ball joint at the torso, though. As far as the shoulders go, the robes do get in the way a little bit, but you can still get him into a nice T-pose. It just bunches up a little bit. As far as the elbows go, can get well past 90, which is good. On the left hand here, we do have a horizontal hinge, and on the right wrist here, we do have a vertical hinge. Now, I'm going to try to do the rest of the articulation here with the skirt down, because I don't think realistically you're really lifting it up too much. So as far as the out goes, you get them out about that far without stretching the robes, and you can get it about that far without stretching the robes. Now, I will lift it up here just to show the leg articulation. He does get past 90 at the knees, and of course, he does have a pivot and rockers at the feet. Overall, really solid articulation. Next up here we do have a shot of the Emperor in the throne, and it looks absolutely amazing. He has no problem sitting down in it. I know some people were concerned the robes were going to get in the way. It has no impact on the sitting position. He sits down just fine, and he honestly looks incredible. If I had an extra throne lying around, this is how I would display him, but he looks incredible, and I hope they do another version of the throne at some point because I really love how this looks. First up for comparisons here, we have the Emperor on the left, and we have Darth Vader on the right. I gotta say, I think that this newer version of Sidious is definitely looking a whole lot better, especially like skin tone and photoreal wise. This new version is leaps and bounds better, and I honestly think that the hard plastic like cloak hood piece is definitely the way to go, because you can see how kind of malformed and misshapen that the soft goods one is on the left, and how good just a little bit of shape can do with the one in the middle. Next up we do have the Royal Guard on the left, and we have the Senate Guard on the right. Both are looking great, and both probably would have guarded Palpatine or Sidious at some point, so looking great. Of course, we have to do a comparison next to Revenge of the Sith, Anakin and Obi-Wan, and as you can tell, these 2014 sculpts are so outdated. This brand new Sidious looks amazing, and both his Anakin and Obi-Wan are looking a little rough, so hopefully we're getting a brand new Revenge of the Sith, Anakin and Obi-Wan here in the next year or two, because they desperately need an update if this is how they're looking. Next up here we do have Mace Windu on the right, and we have Empire Strikes Back Yoda on the left. Now unfortunately Revenge of the Sith Yoda isn't out yet, but it is the exact same size, so this does get a pretty good scale of what a Yoda and Sidious fight would look like. And as you can see, they are very different in size, but I think it would make for a great display to have them dueling. And then last up for comparisons, we do have the original Shock Trooper on the right, and we have Clone Wars Darth Maul on the left. Again, more characters Sidious would have interacted with in Revenge of the Sith and the Clone Wars, and they're looking great together. He would really fit into any type of display you want to put him into. So I gotta say, I am absolutely in love with this figure. He's gotta be already in my top 5 favorites of 2024, because he is incredible. I think the robes with the cuffed wrists look incredible. I think the hard plastic hood was definitely the way to go. And I also think the face is looking incredible, and it's one of the best faces we've ever gotten in the Black series. And I do think the articulation upgrade is a huge bonus. I know it's not perfectly accurate to what you would have actually seen under his robes, but they're hidden under the robes, and so I don't really care. They're gonna stay hidden, and so as long as it's good articulation, I don't really care what sculpt it is underneath. Plus, it does have that brand new Sidious lightsaber and the electro hands, so I really have no problems with this figure. It came out incredible, and it is easily a 5 out of 5 in my book. If you guys did enjoy, go down and leave a comment, because I'd love to hear what you guys think of this figure, but that's gonna do it for the video, so hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.